following content may be harmful to some viewers. Dunks so ferocious they could cause severe levels of exhilaration.
Oh, look out, and a right-hand ram.
Look out, he's right. Here I come, trying to stop me now.
Vicious throwdowns that may raise the hair on your neck.
Slam dunk. Oh, boy, Nolan Smith right down the gut.
Send shockwaves through your couch.
And a monster dunk.
And blow your television speakers.
Oh, alley-oop, yes, sir.
Proceed with caution. Still here? Welcome to Papa John's Dunks of the Year, the comprehensive show for all things dunk-worthy this year in college basketball and beyond. Over the next hour, you will see the season's most menacing highlights and the players that deliver them, the one-hit wonders, the overnight sensations, even a Naismith candidate. Only one rule applies. If it doesn't rattle the rim, it doesn't matter. And of course, we'll familiarize you with the candidates for the Papa John's Dunk of the Year, as voted on by you, the fan. Over the past 8 weeks, thousands of college basketball fanatics uploaded, nominated, and voted for the Papa John's Dunk of the Year via the Facebook fan page. The votes have been tallied, and the time has finally come to reveal your winner. But first, to understand the present, we must study the past. Let's take a trip down memory lane with a lesson in aerial evolution, with the history of the dunk. Nowhere in James Naismith's original rules of basketball is there a mention of what is considered today the game's most defining feature, the slam dunk.
Look at this play.
Basketball's greatest innovator could never have imagined the significance that one breathtaking, awe-inspiring play would have on history. It took more than 60 years for the dunk to truly make its mark. But before the dunk could even take off, college basketball officials decided the above-the-rim style of play was far too advantageous for some, and deemed the shot illegal. The ban lasted for almost 10 years and was dubbed the Lou Alcindor Rule, a preventative measure aimed at UCLA's young phenom.
How long the dunk really didn't change my game that much. Baskets that I would have dunked, I just laid in 2 points is 2 points. I thought it was pretty silly for them to do something like that.
Although the dunk may have been forbidden, it still didn't stifle the imaginations of some of the game's most legendary risers.
70, 71, I was catching passes and just kind of laying them in. And it was the alley-oop, before the alley-oop was fashioned and deemed acceptable.
Was an innovator in the game. I played above the rim, pretty much a pioneer of the new style of high-flying above the rim type game.
The magnitude of the dunk could not be denied, however, and the ban was lifted, opening the door to a generation of high-flying basketball.
Here we go!
Yeah, the dunk was reinstated my freshman year in college. It was like you letting the cat out of the bag. Everywhere we went, the headlines were the Dr. Dunk was going to be in town. So, yeah, you could say we were the first team to brand the name Dunk.
They may have been the first to do so, but they certainly weren't the most famous.
My team was nicknamed Phi Slamma Jamma at the University of Houston. We're one of the best college teams in the country. Very good athletes, multi-dimensional players that I call hybrids.
The standard was set, paving the way for two of the game's most notorious dunkers.
I think a lot of the dunks is just degree of difficulty of a lot of the dunks I did in college, in traffic. It kind of surprised people because they've never seen that before.
While Dominique went on to the NBA, his soon-to-be biggest rival, and arguably the greatest dunker of all time, was honing his skills at the college ranks.
Michael Jordan is, he's the godfather. Watch him do double pump windmill and the rock the cradle in the game. This is stuff that people use for the dunk contest that he was doing in the game in college. And he made it look so easy. I think back in the days, it was just get the ball dunked. No creativity, no flow with it, no hang time. no tongue sticking out while you're dunking, no leaning with it. I think Mike is one of the guys who was the pioneer as far as bringing that creativity during the game.
And what followed was an entire generation of brash, ferocious dunkers that officially made swagger synonymous with dunking.
One of my favorite dunks in college was when Jerome Lane from Pitt was on the break.
They loop it in, that's right, nobody's home. Picked off by Miller, Gore's ahead. Lane
took off on one leg and threw it down and broke the glass. I'll let you go back to that dunk.
the other wing. Bang!
I'm obviously biased because I was a part of it, but that has to be the best dunk that's ever lived. Not only does Jerome dunk the basketball, the backboard shatters on a player that attempts to take a charge while he shatters the backboard.
And the crowd going crazy. One of the biggest roar I ever heard at Pitt for breaking the backboard.
We had some tremendous athletes on those teams as well. We felt good about our generation. We probably were ahead of our time, but in today's game, we would be a bit antiquated, probably.
I was always one of those guys who I wanted to just change the game. When you see Vince dunk, you're like a little kid. Not too many people can bring that type of excitement to have not only kids, but grown men jump out their seats.
As the game shifted into the new millennium, the next generation of dunkers exhibited flashes of those who threw down before them, but continue on today with a style and athleticism unmatched. Beyond the realm of anything Dr. Naismith could have ever dreamt of. Coming up on Papa John's Dunks of the Year, he's got the most hops in North Carolina, but he doesn't reside on Tobacco Road. And thousands of college hoop fans weighed in, and the endorsements rang in from basketball's elite.
Hey, ball fans, this is Scotty Hobson. One of my dunks from our home win over South Carolina is up for the CBS Dunk of the Year. Vote for me. Thanks, ball fans.
I think Terrence Jones is deserving of being a finalist for Dunks of the Year. And the Big Blue Nation's going to vote for him.
But first, before we disclose the winner, the experts debate the 8 finalists. Welcome back to Papa John's Dunks of the Year. What ingredients make up the perfect dunk? It's all about being better than the competition. It comes down to quality, execution, and style. Our experts weigh in on the final 8. The debate is on for the Papa John's Dunk of the Year. Week 1 proved that the size of the dunk matters more than the size of the scoop, as Shay Shine out of High Point University took the win.
With the rebound, now High Point with a little bit of operation. Shine. Whoa! Boy, will there be some buzzing about that one. Great play by Shine down the floor right there.
I always dunk like that. Like my one hand, like that's my signature. And I always have the ball back that far for some reason. It's just a habit.
And Shay Shine's a little guy playing at a little school. But you watch that dunk, and if it had been a guy at Duke or if it's a guy at High Point, it doesn't matter where it is. That's a dunk that you watch and you stand up and you say, wow, did I just see that?
Shine!
Missouri State's Jermaine Mallett took week 2 with a tomahawk dunk against Central Kansas.
Oh, Mallett, baseline drive for a facial. He throws it down.
Jermaine gets the ball on the left baseline and then gets to where he's going to slam it on somebody. The defender stands there to take a charge rather than tries to block it. And I think you have to discount points for that. It's great to go over somebody. I love that part. But it's better when the other guy's actually trying to block you.
Jared Cunningham edged out Illinois' Brandon Hall by only 7% to take week 3.
Burton crosses over, jump stops, leans back, missed it.
Cunningham kisses the
I will remember the night that it happened, and it started going around, people tweeting it at each other, emailing it to each other.
I always love the follow-up, the tip dunk. Oftentimes follow-up dunks, you don't really get to catch it cleanly. That's the other, he caught that clean. You know, that was almost as if he caught an alley-oop, which again makes it even more impressive.
Well, what Jared has in his dunk that I think the other guys might not have as much, it's the time and place in the atmosphere. I mean, not only was it a spectacular athletic dunk, I mean, one of the best tip dunks I've ever seen, but it came in a game that was really important to us. He's got my vote.
Kisses the sky with a tip jam.
Week 4 was dominated by Kentucky's freshman, Terrence Jones.
Terrence Jones, nice crossover. By Jones. That was a man dunk right there.
Terrence Jones is one of those guys that when he's on the floor, you're paying attention. You're not going to buy popcorn.
Well, you're talking about a 6'9" power forward crossing over a defender. So just that aspect of it was impressive to me.
Just it being the overall move with the crossover, then the dunk to lead to it, it's tough to beat.
He didn't showboat. He didn't go nuts, but he gave the stare down of the guy that he had just posterized. So he hit it just right. He had a little moxie to him, but he didn't overdo it.
Terrence Jones, nice crossover. Thrown by Jones.
Travis Relaford took Week 5 in a landslide, winning with the biggest margin of votes from any other week.
Picked off by Elijah, ahead to Relaford, and a windmill slammer.
Well, he's obviously got a fan base from a traditional power behind him. So you could put him in any sort of contest, and he's going to have that fan base clicking for him. And that's how he gets here.
Travis's dunk was a nice highlight. He had a fast break, you know. To critique the windmill itself, he didn't really have full extension. He started at the bottom, maybe because it's Kansas.
You know, we all know Kansas fans love their Jayhawks, and I guess they came out to vote because that's not a dunk of the week. It's definitely not a dunk of the year.
Ahead to Relaford and a windmill slammer.
Louisville fans voted often to be sure that Kyle Kurick's Monster Jam won Week 6.
Now 5 seconds left. Siva to Kurick.
Kyle Kurick's dunk. Martin didn't try to block it, but he stood there and tried to take the charge. It ends up being called a block.
He got hit with a tee.
I think he made some idiotic motion after he made that dunk.
And then the way Kurick looks at him, stands over him afterward. I know that's good for a technical foul, but in terms of for a contest like this, it adds to it and was probably worth it.
Just over half the vote of Week 7 went to Indiana's Will Sheehy.
He fakes, throws it off to Sheehy. He drives inside. He will dunk it!
Well, the first thing I like about it is that Will Sheehy is not one of their star players. I think that he demonstrates that not only that white men can jump, but that they can actually posterize.
Will's dunk's terrific. He gets the ball on the perimeter, crosses his guy, gets in the lane, goes up, and then it's going to, you're going to try to block me? No, you're not.
I'll tell you, as much as I appreciate the dunk, and I'm a big fan, obviously, of the Big Ten, if I vote for this dunk, I don't think Melson's going to be too happy with me. So he's my guy, so I probably wouldn't vote for it.
A little backpedal, sort of let everybody know that he knows what he just did, and do it at home, where the fans who haven't had a whole lot to cheer about the last couple of years could really get into it. Really one of the great moments of the season.
He drives inside. He will dunk it! Right over the top of Basavi!
Week 8 was the closest race of them all, as Peyton Siva from Louisville and Scotty Hobson from Tennessee each campaigned for top dunk. But in the end, Hobson came out on top.
He flies in and slams. And then he poses.
So like everything else that Scotty Hobson does, the first thing you notice about it is it's smooth. Scotty Hobson is a smooth basketball player, and this dunk is no exception.
Scotty deserved to win Week 8, but Peyton Siva's dunk was tremendous. You just don't see people even attempt a 360 dunks in an actual basketball game.
When you completely elevate yourself, so you're not even making contact with your defender, and you're just kind of making him disappear and then gliding in for a dunk and then landing on 2 feet in perfect balance. I mean, you want to talk about style points. That's not just 2 points on a dunk. Those are style points.
Hobson, he flies in and slams. And then he poses. Scotty Hobson with a flying tomahawk. jumped over the South Carolina defender.
The results are in. Stay tuned to see which of these 8 will be titled the Papa John's Dunk of the Year.
Inside, he will dunk it. He flies in and slams.
Up next on Papa John's Dunks of the Year, we graduate to the world of professional dunking. Amateurs need not apply. And later, Derek Williams is more than just a highlight reel.
Here comes another one.
He's a projected top draft pick in the 2011 NBA Draft. Welcome back to Papa John's Dunks of the Year.
Our stuff's really unexpected because our dunks are a lot different than anything that's been done in the NBA.
Whatever we dream about, we try, you know. Dunks never been seen before, you know. We thought probably never happened, but people on our team can do it.
I like to look at our dunking as an extreme sport. It's like the guys actually put their bodies at risk, like with jumping over people, jumping over things.
It's just art, for real. It's a different form of art. It's a breakaway from rules, basically. So it's like no rules, and we define gravity.
You can't train to be what these guys are. Team Flight Brothers is the best collection of dunkers in the world, and we do mostly halftime slam dunk contests and put on the best slam dunk contest in the world. We go in there knowing we're the best, and we're going to leave knowing we're the best.
Team Flight Brothers is a modern-day high-wire act, performing in anything from local street ball games to NBA halftime shows with the simple intention of showing the crowd something they've never seen before. The chosen ones are anything from ex-college players to local phenoms, the poster squad for the YouTube generation, who come together with hopes of creating a big enough draw from crowds to support their art. Needless to say, they are trying to make careers out of dunking.
They're all trying to do, you know, the same and provide for families and earn a living.
What up?
Yo, man.
Yeah, you about ready to go?
You know, and make that paycheck, and I think they all understand that this is the way that they're doing it.
Dunking. I mean, that's a career for me, you know. It's better than flipping burgers, you know. A lot of people are like, just a 9 to 5. I'm living to dunk. That's a dream come true right there. That's definitely a dream come true.
That's my bag, yeah.
When you're traveling around, sometimes it can get annoying and everything, but by the time you get to the destination, you usually forget all about it. You know, you're with your friends, you know, your team, you know, you're doing your show, you're getting paid, you know, to do something you love.
Trust me, it ain't meant for everybody, you know. Everybody go their different roads, and I was chosen to be a dunker.
Here, on a cold night at Endicott College, a small school outside of Boston, a few of the Flight Brothers will try to heat up the gym for the local students who petition to see them in action.
Although we got a small crowd, we still gonna come out here and, you know, try to do our best, perform well, and I hope everybody leave here excited and happy about what they saw.
But regardless of the size of the venue, it's the size of the reaction that matters most.
I ain't gonna say it's more excited than the NBA or nothing, but it's, you know, more crowd involved. You get the crowd involved a lot more.
It's definitely somebody always try to one-up somebody. That's what's gonna make the crowd more into it and stuff like that.
Anytime you see someone dunk, you know, the whole crowd goes crazy, the adrenaline from the whole team. We just go with the flow and see what happens, you know, we bring our stuff and we just, you know, perform.
Yeah, shut down, baby. I bet y'all never seen that dunk before, ever in your life. What's up, man? This is what Alabama, Team Flight Brothers, man. We out. We out. Peace.
You hear a lot, there's not much more left to do in dunking. Well, there's really no limitations to it because athletes just keep on getting better and better and stronger and jumping higher. I think there's always going to be a new dunk to do.
These words will soon come to life before your very eyes as Team Flight Brothers continue to travel city to city, pushing the envelope while suspended in midair. This is one flight you can't afford to miss.
I really don't think I ever get sick of dunking. I really don't.
You can turn a 20-point lead into nothing just after one dunk, just because of the hype it creates, you know.
Sky's the limit. I want to tie the rim down every time, every single time.
I was always fascinated with the hype that came from dunking, and since then I've been dunking all my life.
Basically, live off dunking, you know, live off dunking.
Next on Papa John's Dunks of the Year. He's the smallest finalist from the smallest school, but he might just have the biggest shot at the title. And another year at Kentucky and another freshman superstar. After this message and a word from your local station. Welcome back to Papa John's Dunks of the Year. To dunk is no easy feat.
Good call. Chris misses the slam.
Even some of the best in the game miss every once in a while.
He missed the dunk. He missed the dunk. Here's an alley-oop, and the dunk is missed. Robertson missed it on a slant. Witherspoon can't finish on the jam. Missed the dunk. Oh, and it bounces out. Eachin missed by Zephyr. There's a chink in the armor, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the story of how a single dunk can propel a virtually unknown school into the national spotlight.
You never even heard of me until now.
On December 4th, 2010, High Point University's Shay Shine would rise to that occasion.
It's my time to shine. Being an underdog coming out of junior college, everybody see you as like you can't do nothing, like you always unexpected. I love dunking on people too. I've always been doing it ever since I've been in junior college.
Yeah, so that chip on the shoulder. And every opportunity he gets, even in practice, if he catches you slipping, he's going to try to posterize you.
When you go to junior college for 2 years and then go play for a Division I program, you really have only 2 years to show what you have and what you're all about.
As a mid-major, we're definitely in the shadow of the Dukes, North Carolina's, Wake Forest, but I think we're making strides as a program, and Shay's dunks are definitely helping us get there.
And High Point's pressure as he somehow or other was able to get it to Anunu.
When we play UNC Asheville, it's a pretty big rivalry game. Coming towards the end of the first half, and they missed a shot. Our center, George, got the rebound and just turned around and tossed it.
And I see him just launch it at half court. I was like, what are you doing? And then I see him shake, and I was like, oh, okay.
And I was just thinking about just getting easy 2 points just to beat the buzzer. It's just something about big man that I just love dunking on him, I guess, and I knew he was coming too slow.
Operation. Shine. A little bit of operation. Shine.
It's a routine dunk, man. I just happen to do all the time, and he was just happened to be there.
I just remember the chills I got, like, when the crowd just said, ooh, like, it was just sent goosebumps to my body. It was intense.
Boy, will there be some buzzing about that one.
The dunk became an overnight sensation, lighting up national highlight reels while drawing millions of hits on YouTube. And perhaps most importantly, the junior shooting guard with a chip on his shoulder was now somewhat of a household name.
It's a cool name, Shay Shine. Every time you say it, it kind of rolls off your tongue.
I'm actually tired of being Shay Shine, because when he first came, he's like, man, my name is so real. I'm Shay Shine. I was like, it is a cool name, though.
Well, the people that know me always be like, just Shay, because it's an everyday thing. But the people that don't, they always be like, Shay Shine, like every time.
I don't think he could have a better last name, and he's got that shine in front of us, and he's trying to help us lead us in the right direction.
The best dunker in North Carolina does not go to UNC or Duke. It's Shay Shine.
Shay's dunk being nominated for Dunk of the Year is just unbelievable.
Being nominated Dunk of the Year is a great accomplishment once again, not only for me, but for the school of High Point. Just trying to make things happen for my school.
Our finalists span the college basketball landscape. Here's another look at our own Elite Eight. So stay tuned. We'll announce the Papa John's Dunk of the Year winner. But first, the national accolades poured in as sophomore stud Derek Williams led the Arizona Wildcats to a memorable season. Welcome back to Papa John's Dunks of the Year.
And we got something for you. How's your kids? How's your mama? How's your husbands? Miss Curtis Autumn Johnson is dunking on everybody out here.
Leads in the bag, and he crammed it through. A spectacular slam dunk by Jeff Brook.
Oh my goodness, Thompson with the throwdown.
And Elijah with a flying flush.
Here I come, trying to stop me now.
What a big time flush, the better feed.
Oh my goodness, the highlight reel again.
Take that. Back to J.J. Thompson. Gorgeous. Wow. Shades of Nate Robinson once upon a time.
A little John Stockton, Karl Malone pick and roll action.
Oh, Travis.
Go!
Bouncing back to it, down the lane, jam it home.
Wow, what incredible body control and then a nice finish. He went straight for the rim and jammed it home.
He can overwhelm you with what he can do on the floor.
Derek, I think, is one of those rare type of dunker, you know?
Upstairs for Williams.
Just great creativity, like the ability to really go out there and just do some crazy things in the air.
You know, he's evolved as he's gotten bigger and stronger. He's much more willing to do it when the defense is around.
Spin move and a dunk. Oh my goodness.
That dunk was crazy. I think actually I got the rebound or I got an outlet pass, and I just threw it up to him.
You know, I actually got caught cherry picking a little bit. He just flung it.
So I figured he might dunk it or just lay it up, you know.
Then I just peeked over my shoulder to see where he was, and you know, I just wanted to do something crazy.
Just 360s in the air and just dunks it on him, like in the middle of the game, and I was just like, I can't believe he just did that. He just goes out there and does his thing, you know. I think that's what makes him a great player as well as a great dunker.
A lot of players who play this game at the collegiate level, they desire to be good, to be great. He's added more to his repertoire in terms of his perimeter game. And then he is one of those just monstrously explosive athletes.
I'm just a basketball player. You know, I don't really have a true position. I just play hard on every possession. I just want to give people something that they'll remember forever.
Most importantly, Derek, he's the greatest teammate, the greatest kid you could ever have. Very humble. The fact he's your best player, to me, makes him that much more special.
I'm just one of those players that's always going to be there for you, and no matter what happens, win or lose.
You'd think his head would get big and he'd get cocky and stuff, but, you know, he's a real down-to-earth guy, and, you know, he's real humble, and that's what I think we all love about him.
It's who he is every day. When you have somebody who's so consistent with who he is and how he plays the game, it allows our team to be more consistent than he otherwise could be or would be.
I always want to be the one that's working hard, and that's going to translate to the game.
He wasn't highly regarded coming out of high school, so I do believe that part of his, rise to becoming a really, really special player stems from his motivation to prove people wrong.
Actually, I like it like that. Being the person that's overlooked, and just to be that person that that sparks and it just comes out of nowhere, surprises people.
So Sean didn't realize how good Derek Williams was, and he certainly had no clue that Derek Williams would turn out to be Derek Williams.
Derek's a special player, especially on offense, but we're a far cry from a one-man team. If we lose that team approach, that depth, you'll see that we're very average and mediocre, and we've really stayed true to that identity.
I believe that many people were living off of what Arizona's done in the past, and I just think that we needed a new era to start this.
Our quest has always been the same, and that was just to be better than we were a year ago at everything.
The one thing I want to be straightforward with you on, this deal's about improvement more than anything else. It's like if we stay the same, we're in mud. So many. The
goal is to just get back to the NCAA tournament. We didn't make it last year. I think that really motivated us to get back to the gym and just work that much harder.
That's what we all came here for, playing big games and, be nationally recognized, and that's what Arizona's all about. And the history of it is just a great school for basketball, and we're just trying to bring that back.
Mercedes-Benz recognizes University of Arizona sophomore forward Derek Williams and his outstanding leadership as the performance of the year. Coming up next on Papa John's Dunks of the Year. Thanks to Coach Cal's tweets and the support of the Big Blue Nation, the reigning SEC Freshman of the Year won the Week 4 competition in a landslide. But will Terrence Jones take home the crown? The answer when we return. Welcome back to Papa John's Dunks of the Year. Not only did college hoops fanatics cast their votes by the thousands for the Papa John's Dunk of the Year, they also posted their own videos, some more buzzworthy than others. One of the most popular uploads was of 7th grader Adrian Moore. Standing at 6'3" and weighing in at 150 pounds, Adrian has already shown the world he has what it takes to become an iconic dunker. And he's not even in high school yet. Another link that generated a viral frenzy came from the guys who nailed the unthinkable, hit the unimaginable, and border the insane when it comes to putting the ball through the hoop. They are Dude Perfect.
When John Wall enrolled at Kentucky, I knew what he was going to be. When DeMarcus Cousins enrolled at Kentucky, I had a pretty good idea of what he was going to be. Terrence Jones, I didn't expect this, and I'll go a step further. I don't think John Calipari expected this. I don't think anybody on that staff expected him to be as good as he's been.
He has supreme confidence as a basketball player. And I think anytime you're going to be given the responsibility of being a leader for a John Calipari team as a freshman, you know the guys you're going to be following. And I think the fact that he has the responsibility is giving him more confidence.
I think we got a lot of leaders. I mean, everyone listens to me, Brandon, Josh. It doesn't take that much just to try to give somebody confidence and just let them know you're there for them. Me being a good teammate, that's just what I try to do.
The fact that he's played as consistently as he has, the fact that he's put up the numbers that he's had consistently night after night going up against hard competition, defense is scheming to stop him, has been very impressive to me. He's been truly one of the best freshmen in America.
He's one of those guys that has a tremendously quick first step. And, you know, he can be in the rim before you realize he's taking off. And you like guys who have the ability to go off one leg, too, because that just gives you a greater launching pad. And he's got one of the best in college basketball.
I'm going through somebody's chin to the rim.
It's an advantage. Opposite team watching film and seeing you dunk can make them think twice about jumping or make them that usually take charges move out the way. It could change the momentum of the game and get all your other teammates excited and playing defense harder. It can make you go on a quick run just by getting the crowd into it, making the other team more timid. I definitely say it's an advantage.
Those are the kinds of plays that have that wow factor, and Terrence Jones had a few of them.
Rebounded backside by Jones for a dunk and a foul on South Carolina. That is the way you put it back in the basket.
He's a really difficult matchup. He can take a smaller defender inside, he can take a bigger defender outside. Plus, he's a lefty, which makes him very unconventional to guard.
He's got a tremendous handle for a small forward, kind of a hybrid type forward.
He is a guard in a 6'9" body that can do things with the basketball that a point guard can do. He's old school point forward. Now, I just got to get him a little rougher, a little tougher, a little meaner. When he gets to that point, I'm not sure there's anyone better.
You come to play for John Calipari, there's no freshman, there's no inexperience, there's no, hey, coach, give it to me nicely. Calipari, like a lot of coaches, is very passionate, and he has very high standards.
Coach Cal just knows what he's doing when it comes to trusting his players and not really caring about what age they are, believing if you're a good player, you're going to be a good player.
He actually uses that to his benefit to get the player, number one, and then he coaches him up with the idea that, all right, listen, I'm going to yell at you a lot. I'm going to be dogging you during the course of the game a lot. But if you don't think that this isn't going to prepare you for what's to come when you're playing 82 games next year, think again. And I think that's one of the reasons why he gets great improvement.
Coach Cal really sets goals for his players and tells them what he thinks about how good they can be. Just tries to build confidence in them, and then he lets you play, and he believes in you while you're out there.
High above the crowd, 4 seconds to play. Jones comes across the line, angles right, launches a three. Good! At the buzzer!
I've been really impressed with how he's handled himself as a freshman in terms of his maturity, and then he's let his game do the talking on the floor.
He's a tremendous basketball player without the dunks and the crossover dribbles. But when you add that stuff into it and look at the total package, that's why he's going to be picked. Whenever he decides to be picked in the lottery of the NBA draft, he will be making a lot of money very, very soon.
Who will be the 2011 Papa John's Dunk of the Year champion? The votes are in, and will reveal college basketball's most talked about, tweeted, posted top 10 worthy moment of the season. But first,
Thompson, oh, that's a big time play by the diaper dandy.
Every other jaw-dropping, posterizing, did you see that dunk we haven't showed you yet? The time has finally come to peel back the envelope and announce the 2011 Papa John's Dunk of the Year. But before we give out the big award, let's hand out some hardware to the winners of our other prestigious categories. Best Posterization, DJ Steffens, Memphis.
There's a Sports Center highlight. DJ Steffens throws it down.
To dunk is a skill, but to dunk on someone is a statement. This portrait will be framed for years to come. Best Hops, Dwayne Lathan, Indiana State.
Are you kidding?
This award goes to the player who demonstrates the greatest vertical aptitude. 6'3" Dwayne Lathan makes it look so easy. Best alley-oop, Faisal Aiden to Reggie Moore, Washington State.
Back to Reggie. Catch.
It takes an epic collaboration to win this award. And Faisal Aiden and Reggie Moore teamed up to bring the noise against the Huskies. Best putback, Tom Pritchard, Indiana.
Pull-up jumper, Verdell Jones, no. Oh, my goodness!
To rebound a missed shot, control the ball in midair, and flush it through the hoop in one swift motion is an award-winning feat. Hoosier Nation has never been so proud. Best breakaway, Travis Leslie, Georgia.
Step in, let's watch this. Goodness.
Nothing quiets the crowd like a runaway freight train. And this award goes to the dunker with the most fantastic finish. Travis Leslie, job well done. Papa John's Dunk of the Year. You voted. You decided. And the winner is Kyle Couric of Louisville.
5 seconds left. Siva to Couric. Opportunity for a three-point play. Oh, Couric!
Bulldozing Scott Martin while embarrassing the Fighting Irish on their own court. The Academy couldn't have asked for a more dramatic finish. With 40% of all votes, he's just won the season's true ultimate prize. No one does it like Kyle Couric, the winner of the Papa John's Dunk of the Year.